Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Friday, June 18th, 2010. Many releases ago, we added immutability to the Cincom Smalltalk, Visualworks, and now Object Studio 8 images. What that means is that for literal objects like strings, you can't just do something like this. Have a string and then say at position 2 put a new character. That will cause a modification error. Let's see what happens when I try it. So I'll highlight this code and I'll do an inspect, and sure enough you see this. No modification error. And the reason for that is, again, strings are immutable literals. And that's because there's a class of interesting errors that are hard to track that you can run into if they're not. Older releases, pre-7 Visualworks, didn't used to be this way. And also, there used to be a compatibility page that added a settings page to your application environment that allowed you to just turn that on and off. That's long since gone. What you need to do now is one of a couple of things. The proper way of doing this is to take your literal object, copy it, and then do this dump. So I can do this just fine. And if I have legacy code, well, I need to change it to something like that. You can also do this, string be mutable, or your object be mutable, and then do this, and you'll see that this will work fine too. So I can send be mutable to it, and it'll turn it into that, and it'll work fine. I can turn that back on by doing be immutable, and it'll fail again. So while this will work now, string, let's take this copy out. I don't need to have the whole line there now that I've made that object mutable. It'll just do that change for me. Now if I change this back to be immutable, so let's do that, do it. And now let's go ahead and try this. Now I get the modification error again. So you can turn mutability on and off for objects. And again, there's no system-wide way of changing this at this point. Of course, you could put in a handler at the top of your application to catch this and turn objects into mutable objects and kind of restore the old behavior, but that would be very inadvisable. If you have old legacy code that you're porting forward, be aware of this and just go ahead and make changes along these lines to your code, or make sure that you're doing this in the context of a stream instead of some immutable object like a string literal. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.